What are NFTs? Let me explain this. Let me break this down right now. Dude, why was everybody and their mom like 5 years ago talking about how NFTs were the future? And like, actually not everyone was talking about how they're the future, but everyone was talking about them for sure. Here, let me break them down, bro. First, let me start off with what NFT actually stands for. It stands for Non-Fungible Token. What the fuck does that mean? Non-fungible means it's its own one. It can't be like replaced or like interchanged all with any other whatever token or anything. Each NFT is its own non-fungible token. And then the token stands for a digital asset like recorded on the blockchain. So for example, you could own like art, you could own music, that's an NFT, you could own like videos or even like virtual real estate. Shout out Snoop Dogg. All right, now let's talk about why are NFTs even valuable? How do they even rise up and then eventually fall down? How do they even rise up, bro? There's a bunch of reasons, but the main reason why they initially gained traction is because a fuck ton of rich people and popular people, celebrities, people like that started pushing them and talking about them. That's pretty much it. That is the real reason why they initially started gaining traction. Now, there's a few other subcategories for why they stayed relevant for a little while. For a while, NFTs, while they were trending, there was like scarcity towards some of them. For example, Bored Ape. These were literally the hottest shit you could get. Only celebrities had these, only rich fucks had these, like Justin Bieber and shit, bro. So there was like a form of scarcity and uniqueness. Like you were like kind of cool if you had like a Bored Ape or something, you know? And also what some people said like the value behind NFTs was like its utility purposes. Some NFTs could get you into like certain clubs or like certain events. And some people even thought that NFTs were gonna replace like online tickets, which I don't know how that turned out, but who knows what could happen in the future. There was some perceived value based on utility functions with NFTs. But mostly, bro, it was just a lot of speculative attention. Now let me get into like why prices actually dropped. So this huge speculative bubble eventually fucking popped, like all bubbles do. But I knew a few different friends, and bro, keep in mind, we were like young at this time when NFTs were popping off. I was in like 8th grade. Bro, I knew this kid who literally made like 12 bands off NFTs, and bro, he was in 8th grade. What the fuck? And bro, the bubble bursted because people were just making quick flips off this shit. There were so much NFT scams, there was no real value behind them, or if there was, it was very minimal. Also, there was a huge oversupply. Bro, even I created an NFT. I created something called the Stickman NFT. It's exactly what you think it is. It is a literal drawing of a stickman, and yeah, nobody bought that bitch. But bro, that goes to say there was so much out there, the market was over flooded. And it got to a point where these scams and rug pulls started to accumulate, and people overall just started to realize these NFTs have no inherent value. So it wasn't like one big moment caused everyone to sell. It was more just like the trend faded away. Now NFTs are fucking worth nothing. You could probably get like a Bored Ape for like less than $100. Yeah, anyway guys, you're here before I hit 1 million subs, so thank you very much, and yeah.